Greetings, friends, and welcome to the wood. I just listened to several people debate the merit of utilizing sage, smudging with sage, in order to push back negativity, negative entities, negative thoughts, to clear a space, basically. And I found it fascinating because just prior to listening to that rant, that I won't, it wasn't really a debate. It was two people agreeing that sage is terrible and it doesn't work. And just prior to that, I was listening to a Native American, Southern American Native, talk about their use of sage, that you have to connect with the sage. You have to bless the sage. You have to request the blessings of the sage and tell it, convey upon it your desire to clear and bless the space you're using it in. And that when you don't do that, these people who hear you burn sage and it makes everything just fine. And so they go buy some sage, they light it up, and then they don't understand why it isn't working. And usually those people are the logical people, people with very strong, fine intellect and minds, and their filter on reality is run through their mind. The people who work well with sage are the people who are leading with their emotions and their intuition, their heart. Because usually people with heart-centered reality, they instinctively connect with things. They connect with their friends, they connect with their family, they connect with their sage. So connecting with that herb with the intention of clearing a space would make it more virtuous. It would make it more capable. Essentially, the person who's doing the saging is the person who's actually working that process. You see, what the sage does is it brings up the vibratory rate of the person who's utilizing it, if they connect with it first. Okay? You connect with it, and then you burn it. As you burn it, it lifts your energy. And as it lifts your energy and your energy radiates out from you, it clears the space. But if you don't connect with it, if you just grab a bunch of sage and throw it in the brazier and burn it without any intention, without any focus, without it working through you, with you and through you to bring up your energy so that you're clearing the space with the help of this plant medicine. See how that works? And people who are predominantly, they lead with their mind, I've noticed, have a very bad reaction to sage specifically. Every time I've burned sage around someone who's in their intellect, where that's how they lead in their life, they wind up having an allergic reaction, or they wind up choking, or they think it smells horrible, and oh, that's disgusting, what are you doing? Or you sage the house, they walk into the house and they're just, oh, what's that smell? They don't like it. They don't like it any more than the negative entities that have crowded in like it, because usually people who lead with their mind are people who have a strong control of their environment. And anything that shakes that control up is a problem that they have to surmount. And so it's a problem. It smells bad. It's something that's what we want to keep away from us. that's a problem for us, that's creating issues for us, we'll have a disgust reaction to, either a fear reaction or a disgust reaction or a disgust and fear reaction, which, if you mix it with a little bit of anger, is the emotion we call hate. People hate sage. It's probably somebody who's intellectual, whose their mind is how they make their decisions. And it's probably somebody who controls their environment very strongly, because sage breaks that control. I think what the people who were ranting about how terrible it is for clearing a space, the conclusion they finally came to is different strokes for different folks. Somebody who's of that ilk, they have to control their space and they want to be very logical. You don't want to use sage. Cedar, maybe. Dragon's blood, frankincense, and myrrh, but not sage. Every one of us, we're going to have a little bit different way of reacting and interacting with the various spiritual tools we have available to us. It's our job to figure out what works best and how to master it. But when it comes to plant medicines, they're not drugs. If you're using them to heal, if you're using them spiritually, if you're using them in your environment or on yourself, or you're trying to help a friend, with these tools, with these essences, these spirits of things, you want to request, you want to seek its blessing, you want to state over it the intention that you want to bring out of it. You want to link it to that capacity in the plant. And when we start seeing plants and animals, flora and fauna, as something to work with spirits of their own, with destinies of their own, rather than things that we're using and we're exploiting and we're making money off of, we're going to be a lot better at what we're trying to do. And welcome to the woods.